Hello, traders, and welcome to the market update at the week ending 27th of November 2020. I'm JG, member of the Vedanta Elite trading team and coach here at Master the Markets. Today, what I want to talk to you about is habits. And going forward, when we are trying to win at something, it's always good to be consistent. But how do we get that consistency? How do we make sure that we do something that needs to be done in order to get forward in the journey that we are taking? So very, very important is to create a good habit. With the habits, okay, they say to make something into a habit, there's different chains of thought. Some say that, you do it for 21 days consistently, it forms a habit. Others will say you have to do something for 30 days consistently to make it into a habit. And I've also heard 60 days. However, I believe that all of this is dependent on whether you have the strength and the willpower to commit to something. Now, willpower itself is not enough, but everybody's different, and your needs are your needs. So only you know how much and how badly you want something, or what your, as they say, why is. What is your why for doing what you do? And only you know individually what it is. So these days that people throw out to say that this is what it takes for you to form a habit, maybe for some people, not for everybody, but consistency is where it counts. As often as possible and as many times as possible, you carry on doing something, and it soon enough forms a pattern in your life. So sometimes it becomes second nature. You don't even realize. You wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you pick up your toothbrush and you brush your teeth. Not a lot of thought process goes into it because it's become a habit for some people, and you just automatically do it. However, for other things, we obviously need to form a habit. What we need to do is make sure that if you want to do something like learn how to play guitar, for example, it needs to be easily accessible. If it's in its cover, in its case, put it in a corner somewhere, out of sight, out of mind, it won't happen. But if you take it out of the cover, put it in the middle of your room, right next to your TV, that's where you spend a lot of your time, you will see it. And when you see it and it's in front of you, you're more inclined to pick it up and start strumming it. So if you're going to be doing trading, and you have all your notes and all your paperwork lined up, you have set yourself an alarm to say, I need to get on the live trading room at 9 o'clock. At 20 to 9, the alarm goes off. So right, sit down, log on, get ready, have a look at some of the charts and see what I'm expecting to come up. And this happens on a consistent basis, then it soon enough becomes a habit. Habitual negative behaviors are what you need to get away from to get yourself to an empowering habit. So things that you kind of normally get into, just had dinner, sit down in front of the TV and start flicking through the channels. If that's what you do, take the batteries out of the remote control, so you know that, hang on, if I want to watch TV, I need to put the batteries back in the remote control before I can watch that. But before I do that, I have something else that I need to do, which is a little bit more important, and it's going to get me to a place where I need to get to because of my why, I need to get on with doing what I need to do instead of sitting in front of the TV and forgetting about the LTR or whatever training or whatever activity or practice that you want to pursue. Get into the form of doing this. As you know, we present the LTR every evening at 9 o'clock. We have a variety of presenters as well that come along, so you get a different outlook on how the markets are forming, and you get to hear it from different presenters who all bring their own uniqueness to the LTR, the live trading room in the evening. And as you know, this week has been a good week for us, for those that are following it, and the week of Thanksgiving. So let's go on to the markets and see how they are forming for us this week. So the market update for this week: Euro USD As you can see, we've had the last swing low. We did take a trade in this earlier on when the confirmation, and we've obviously trailed our stop loss and been taken out on that. But now we're out of this trade, and the market is still trending upwards, waiting for the next swing high to form before we can take anything further on the markets for the Euro USD. Dollar Swiss. We've had a big bar which has formed on across quite a few of the instruments that we look at, but that's how it is. We've had a swing high, consistently slowly coming down. Not a lot of movement at the moment, but it is in a downtrend. We'll wait for something to occur and a breakout to happen before we can start taking this to the upside. Pound dollar, we did have a trade. As you can see, it was a good trade. We took it on the confirmation bar there, and then we took the trade. However, we did get stopped out, unfortunately, for this bar, but had it not gone, then we could have taken a bigger move on this. But the market has continued to rally up to the upside, and now we've just got to wait for the open equity to diminish before we can get a swing high, and then look at further opportunities across the various strategies that we have at our disposal. Dollar JPY, the big bar, as I mentioned earlier on, that's been created there, has stopped it from creating a swing low. So we do need this market to settle a little bit and then get either a break of the high and then a swing low to confirm. But a little bit choppy for us at the moment to apply any of the strategies. We'll see how this forms in the next few days, few weeks. Aussie dollar, we did have a trade on here this week where that's been stopped out since. Uptrend, a couple of big bars that did occur, but this was before the big bar in the US markets caused us. That would have been the big bar days for most other instruments, but yeah, it's slight consolidation since then on the Aussie dollar. Euro JPY, again, big bar, nothing confirming for us as a swing for now. FTSE, since the beginning of November, as you can see from there, it's kind of like slowly risen, and then in the past week and a half, it's like consolidated slightly. So we've got a bit of sideways movement going on in the FTSE, but we'll just keep an eye out for it to see if there is a breakout and a turn occurring, which we can take advantage of, something to look forward to. And the Dow Jones, similarly as the FTSE, slight correlation in the markets where the beginning of end of October, beginning of November, the market has steadily risen to a point, and then now we've got a slight consolidation going on, but no big moves on there for now. Coffee, nothing major to report. A slight uptrend in the coffee market. We've had a big gap occurring from yesterday to today, so that's something we'll keep an eye on to see what happens with the gap. It needs to get closed up, so it's something to monitor, because it is one of the instruments that we look at on coffee and the cash-in strategies. Brent USD, this has been one of my favorites this week, for the reason that we had a swing low occur there on the cash-in strategy. We placed our order on the confirmation dot, and from our entry going in at this point, a stop loss at the low, then next day we were above 0.35 ATR, so it went to the low of this bar, and then on that'll be day one, then we got 2, went there. On day 3, it went to the low of this bar, and then on day 4, it went to the low of this bar here. And as you can see from our initial entry there to the upside of our stop loss, which is there, and you can see that's quite a good move in our favor, and we have capped in a profit on this because it's been stopped out yesterday. On yesterday's bar, it stopped us out, but on this strategy and this instrument and this instrument alone, we made a 2.33% upside. So there you go. So if we have had any losses in the past few weeks, then this is kind of what kind of seals it for us and gives us a upside onto our plans and our strategies, so we can look forward to some big moves like this, which do happen in the market. And when we are fortunate enough to be in the right place at the right time, we can take the move to the upside. And there we go, a proven record for us on the Brent USD, which is the oil strategy there, the oil instrument. Okay, so that was one of the highlights of our week this week. Gold is slowly but steadily been on a downtrend there. As you can see, it's reached a high point again on the big bar, which was a 9th. It was right up there, opened up, and then since then we've had a decline in the market for gold. But just the way the market is, we like these moves when it goes up, comes down, and then we get into it, it goes back up, and then capitalize on the movement in the market, which is what we want. And finally, Bitcoin, it has, since this point, approximately around this point here where the confirmation dot occurred on the 8th of October, you can see it's been a steady rise all the way from there to there, the high of the seller bar there. It got to that point, and then only yesterday did we have a big drop in the market for Bitcoin, and it's possible turn in the market, but it's something we'll keep an eye on and see if there is any opportunities arising in the Bitcoin instrument for us, and see if we can take any further trades on there. But it's a good move, good long move. If you had the foresight and the fortune to be in the trade at this point there, then you can see where it would have taken you. Okay, and that's the market update for you on the charts. Going on to our performance this week. So on the performance side, in the elite room, we had primary runners. The primary runner strategy, which is the primary runners open equity strategy, we had a 0.45% upside on our accounts there. On the LTR, we have combining, we didn't have any money bars or primary runners strategies running, trades running, but we did have trades on the lift off and the cash in being the one that's brought us most of our rewards this week. But in total for the LTR, we had a figure of 2.52% upside. And that brings us to a total of 2.97 as a upside on this week. So that's definitely a winning week for us this week on the two rooms, which is the LTR and the elite room. So that brings us, this is giving us where our performance has been this week. But remembering what I said on the coffee, that most of this is thanks to the coffee trade, which gave us 2.33% return on the trade. So when we get some good trades like that, our lift-off strategy, lift-off 20% strategy, lift-off 3.2, we have it's a 20% OE strategy. And what we're looking for here is similar trades. So when we get a trade which occurs 20% of the time, they are long running trades and they will give us a good move like so, going up to the upside. And we're looking to capitalize on these moves. Like I said, they only happen 20% of the times. So we have to be there in the right place at the right time. So if you consistently, as I said, watching the markets and attending the training and the information being passed down by here as masters of the markets, then we will get there. So form yourself a habit, make it into part of your routine. Look at the markets and charts and attend all the training and watch the blogs that are sent out by Master of the Markets. We can both all get to the place that we need to and get the truth out there about trading. And with that, I'll conclude this week's market update. Thank you very much.